Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Meditation for Non-Meditators. I'm Peaceful Nik the Medium. I'm here to help you start or continue your healing journey. Today we're going to talk about from overwhelmed to open-hearted. Often we spend the weekend doing things that are not always something we would choose to do, something we're kind of obligated to do. Or catching up on all the things from the week when we were very busy working and we didn't have time to get everything done. So if you're popping in, say hello. I have a couple of announcements, and then I'm just going to go right into the discussion today. Please let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to comment, like, and share. I just want to briefly go through my announcements, and I promise we'll get straight into all of the good stuff. I am hosting with my co-host, Lady Shadow, who's also my podcast co-host, 2 paranormal conventions for 2026, one in Savannah, Georgia in February. Stay tuned for venue and dates. And the second one in September or October, depending on venue availability, in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. These will have lots of paranormal things, vendors, readers, guest speakers, meet and greet opportunities. Linda G will be our special guest in Gettysburg. So stay tuned for more information on all of that. I also now have super chats and stickers and memberships available on my YouTube channel. So please subscribe and hang around. Click like, share it. It helps me in the algorithm and makes these free readings possible, these free meditations possible. It helps in every way. So I'm so excited that I have that available now. Also, I have the Soul Twin Stars podcast with my co-host, Lady Shadow. That's available here on YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, everywhere podcasts are found. We have really interesting and wonderful discussions about important things that are going on in the world and in our lives. And we have guests occasionally, every couple of podcasts. Sometimes it's just Lady Shadow and I. Sometimes we have guests. We had Dr. Evan Alexander, Dr. Mary Ray, lots of different professionals in the realm of spirituality, psychology, mediumship, lots of good stuff. This week, we have a wonderful medium who is a tarot card reader, practices Santeria, voodoo, etc. So look out for that. Of course, I always have readings available. Right now, I have a couple available at the end of August, and those are on sale right now, 30 minutes for $99, 45 for $149, and my one-on-one annual memberships are available as well. If you want any information about that, just ask. So if you're here, say hello, and we will get started on today's discussion. So I do these, my face looks a little funny. I have historically been a pretty iffy meditator. I have a busy mind. It goes and goes and goes. And I have a friend and my husband also who have been trying to get me to meditate for years, and I'm not that great at it. So I, through my mediumship journey, started doing sitting in the power, which is a specific type of meditation for mediums where we sort of meditate and raise our vibration to connect with spirit and give our readings. So through my through my mediumship practice, I was kind of forced to know how to slow my mind down and connect with spirit and not think about what's happening right now. So I was inspired a few weeks ago to try to help others who aren't the best meditators. And each Monday, this is a way to start off your week. If you're watching the replay, I appreciate you watching the replay. You can watch this at any time. It doesn't have to be on Mondays. So if you are watching the replay, I appreciate it. So we have to release our energy from the weekend or the week before. often we are, I mentioned this earlier, we are obligated. Hi, Shannon. That's okay. That's okay. I'm glad you're here. Sometimes we're obligated to do things that we don't really want to do, but we kind of have to do for a variety of reasons. Everybody has a life and has family and friends, and you're aware sometimes we're kind of pushed into doing things we don't want to do, or catching up on things we didn't do during the week because we're working and busy, and we got kids and we got responsibilities and laundry and all that stuff. It's very stressful. Sometimes the weekends are more stressful than the week because it's catch up time. And plus you have other things you have to do, obligations. So it's really important in any day of the week, any time of year, that when you're feeling like overwhelmed and bogged down, to release the energy from previous events, release it and reset your nervous system. So if you're here and watching or on the replay, comment what emotions or thoughts are you ready to release so you can open your heart to the week ahead, depending on when you're watching, or the weekend ahead, or whatever time period you are opening up to. What kind of things do you have to release? For me, I had a lot of stuff going on, a very, very busy week. I have my science job going on, and I'm dealing with that, and that's a very big thing that we're involved in right now that I am a little overwhelmed with. I'm scoring 25 or 15, 25-page papers that I have to read, and it's a little overwhelming. So sometimes you have to pause and shift. You have to pause and shift. So it's okay to release that energy, and reset your emotions so you can be open to shifting the week ahead. If we're carrying over all of our emotions and dread into the week ahead, it's going to shift our mindset to be like, oh my God, I'm so miserable. I can't catch a break. I can't catch a breath. And now I'm taking this misery into this next thing. And we really need to get in the practice of releasing and setting that old stuff aside and looking into our new week with new eyes, because it's not, it's kind of like going from one old relationship into a new relationship, and the old relationship was toxic, and you have your preconceived notions from the old relationship you bring into the new relationship, and that always ends up in a disaster. You have to let those old things go to come into the new week. Some things you can't control. If you can't control it, you have to let it go. If you can't overcome it, that's a different story, right? This is situational, right? And relative to the situation. So just know we have to release anything we're able to release and let it go. Like, say, grandma said, oh, you look fat in that dress, right? Well, that's grandma's opinion, and who cares? If you had to see grandma over the weekend, let it go and tell yourself you love yourself and your body's beautiful and strong and wonderful, and then move into the new energy of the new week or new event or new time period. Okay. So gently release the energy, reset your nervous system. You can say mantras, you can burn sage, you can just take 3 deep breaths and just say, I release all of that energy. I release all of that energy, and I'm moving into a new energy of my choosing. It's all your choice. I'm moving into a new energy of my choosing. So people are popping in. Say hello if you're popping in. I appreciate likes and shares. That really helps push me into the algorithm. So what's next? I'm glad all of you are here, by the way. Next, you have to recognize what residual energies are lingering from the past few days? What emotions, what conversations, what stressors are still taking up space, and release, release. Now, this is again regular normal stuff, not tragedies or horrors that you're experiencing, regular normal life stuff. You have to see it and recognize it before you can release it. Otherwise, you're not stating what you're releasing. I am a little raspy. I did a really long live stream last night, so please pardon me. All right, let's see who's popping in. Hi, Christine. Good morning. I'm so glad you're here. Feel free to comment, ask questions, say hi, everyone. Click the like button. I appreciate you all. Every little click and share and like and comment helps push me out. So I appreciate all of that. So whatever's lingering, whatever's taking up space, whatever stressors you have, release it, release it. And one of the main reasons I do these meditation live streams is, and then I chunk it up into little pieces and repost sections of it. One of the main reasons is the world is a little chaotic right now. The US is chaotic. There are a lot of chaotic things going on around the world. And we need like-minded people to raise the vibration and hold the vibration higher for the entire community. If each community has people that raise the vibration little by little, that will spread and we will have a much better outcome. If we get all wound up in the turmoil and all worked up and focused on the negative, it's going to become more negative. If we take a step back and observe what we can and can't control in these events that are going on and act accordingly. If I can't control what the government is doing, I'm going to step back and release that and send out positive energy because I cannot control them. I do my civic duty, and then the rest is out of my hands for the most part. Spreading knowledge, I can do. Spreading peace, love, and light, I can do. Giving real information to people as I receive it, I can do. But as far as getting all worked up and wound up into the negativity, I choose not to do that anymore because I used to do that. And so these meditations are to do the little bit I can to help raise the vibration when I can, whoever this comes across. That's why I keep encouraging people to click like and share, because we need people to see there's another way. There's another way to come out of this. The light always wins. I'm very confident in that. There are days when I'm like, oh no. And then there's days like, okay, keep my mind level-headed. Keep my mind level-headed. Because what we're going through is rough. Okay. Honor your overwhelm without judgment. So don't judge yourself. Let's see. Oh, hi, Jane. Nice to see you. Hi, Sergina. Sergina is looking to connect a real medium for the purpose of self-clarification of belief structures. Okay, I'm a real medium. Feel free to look at my reviews. You're on Facebook, I see. Feel free to look at my reviews there. Watch all my videos, go to my website. Everything is scrolling across the bottom. And if you feel like you resonate with my personality, my energy, feel free to book a reading and we will talk about those things. So I appreciate that. That's not something I would do publicly because, you're asking about self-clarification of your belief structure. So that would be something I would want to do more privately. Oh, thanks, Jane. It's funny. I know that you probably talked to texted that. It says Nike. Nicole is my name, and it's derived from Nike, the god Nike. So that's funny, Jane. All right. So we are, and feel free to ask me any questions, Regina. Any questions you want. I will answer them. About how I work and my practice and stuff. Um, so when we're feeling overwhelmed, we don't want to judge ourselves and be harder on ourselves because we're overwhelmed. Um, it's okay if you have way too much on your plate. It's okay to soften that grip. Some things you have to let go. And I know often the majority of the time, women carry a very heavy emotional load for their family and really manage the family. And not every time, but most time, it's the females, traditionally the role of the female in the family, carrying all the emotions of the kids, of the spouse, and managing the entire house, doctor's appointments, the getting the kids to school, setting up their after school care, picking them up, taking them to practice, getting the supplies for their projects, getting their school supplies. It's back to school. This is a very overwhelming time for people because it's back to school and it's a lot. Getting the school supplies, most of the time it's the woman in the family. Not always, but most of the time, generally speaking. So if you're overwhelmed, give yourself an hour to step back and just tell, depending on the age of your kids and the situation with who you can get to care for them, take an hour, step back, soften your grip, make a mental list of what can I control and what can I not control? Do I really need to have 5 tissue boxes for my kindergartner's classroom by the first day of school? No, you don't. You don't have to get all those supplies on the first day of school. You can bring them in whenever, because most kids are going to have them all on the first day of school. And if you're a couple days late, who cares? It doesn't make a difference. And we shouldn't have to do all that anyway. That's a whole other story. So soften your grip. Release some of that. Release some of those feelings of I have to do it right now. You don't. You don't. It's a myth. They just want you to think you have to do it. Oh no, Jane, no problem. Christine said, Peaceful Nik the Medium is amazing. Oh, Christine, thank you, sweetheart. You're the best. I appreciate that. Christine also says, I work better overwhelmed under pressure. I rather multitask than do one at a time. Yeah, so when I'm on a deadline, because I've had to do a lot of deadlines for science stuff and convention planning for my science job, I work way better when I'm under pressure as far as getting work done. But in my daily life, as far as when I was raising my kids and working 2 jobs, I was teaching high school during the day and college at night and taking them here and there and everywhere. My boys were very involved in a lot of athletics. My husband was coaching, so there was a lot of moving parts in our house. And so that type of overwhelm gave me a lot of anxiety. But as far as like work and overwhelm, yes, I agree with that. But as far as being overwhelmed with household stuff, that was very anxiety inducing. If I had someone like me to tell me when my boys were babies, because they're adults now and they're out of the house, if I had somebody to tell me these things to soften my grip and let loose some of this stuff that I thought I had to do right now. I thought I had to have my house perfect constantly. I thought I had to do every dish every day, all the time. I used to clean my son's rooms every single day. I'd put all the toys away and organize them every single day, even though I was working. And one day I was my oldest son loves Star Wars, and he had all the little Star Wars guys. And I was in his room. I'll never forget it. I was putting the last Star Wars character into his little bin. And I said, why am I doing this every day? I don't have to do this every day. And I softened my grip. But I wish I had someone to give me permission to do that all those years ago, because I was kind of driving myself crazy. At that time, my oldest was in kindergarten and my youngest was in pre-K. So good morning, Vivian. Good morning, Marby. Marby made it. Yay. I'm so excited. So we can release our grip. We can soften our grip. And when you have a feeling, you have to name it and then you can tame it. So I was just talking about being overwhelmed and anxious, trying to put all my kids' stuff in every little spot all the time. I didn't have anybody to tell me, because my mom died when I was 15. So I didn't have a mom. I had older sisters, but they were working too. So, so I didn't know if I just name the feeling, I can lessen the feeling. It's all about observing and naming it. Observe it, name it, state what it is. As soon as you acknowledge it, it fades, unless there are special circumstances. I'm just talking about regular everyday stuff. I'm not talking about extreme circumstances, okay? So don't get mad. If I'm feeling anxious and I recognize it, Eckhart Tolle says that a lot in A New Earth. Observing. This book I can't recommend highly enough. As you can see, it's been through the ringer. I've read it a million times. If you observe the feeling, he says, observe the feeling, observe it and recognize it. And then when you get really good at that, you can observe the observer, which is very hard, very hard. I'm still trying to get to that. I do it sometimes, but not always. Observe that you're observing it. So it's like a double layer. And that allows you to carry it through and stop stressing over it. And always 3 deep breaths, 3 deep breaths. Jane says, you can write your name in the dust, just don't leave a date. Oh, Marby said, good morning, Vivian. Hello, everyone. Okay. Jane, explain what you mean. You can write your name in the dust, just don't leave a date. You think what you mean is everything is temporary? That's what I take from that. All right. So shift from having reactions to things to setting an intention. Ask yourself, what do you want to feel this week instead of the overwhelm you may have felt last week or weekend? Set the emotional tone for the week rather than being dragged by it. So oftentimes we are our own worst enemy, and we self-torture ourselves. We go over things and ruminate and be like, oh my God, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, if I would have done this different, or if I would have said this, if I would have stood up for myself. You have to release that. Don't beat yourself up. We torture ourselves in so many ways. Release the self-hatred, the self-overwhelm, the self-talk, the negative self-talk, and say, okay, I'm going to release all that, blow it out and away, breathe in the positive, blow out all the negative, and set an intention for the week that you are going to shift your mindset, to set the tone for the rest of the week rather than being dragged down by it. We don't want to drag ourselves down and make it worse. And we all do it, right? We all do it. This is not, I'm not trying to lecture anybody. I'm not trying to say you should do better. Well, we're all in the process of trying to learn to do better. Nobody's perfect at it. And this journey is hard. this earth school is hard. Everything is challenging. And if we didn't have these challenges, we wouldn't grow. So these challenges serve a purpose, but our reaction to the challenges indicates how much our soul has grown. So if we are very reactive and not able to control our emotions and we're dysregulated, that's a sign that, look, you need to get it together, because you need to be able to control your emotions. Let's start with that. Let's start with not being overreactive. Step back, think about, how can I react to this better? Because if you are a person that's an overreactor and can't control your emotions, because it's like, if you've ever seen a narcissist yell at somebody, but then they lead a life where they have a full-time job, but they never yell at their boss. The narcissist, even a narcissist, can control his emotional regulation at work, but allows themselves to be out of control in interpersonal relationships, right? So we have to set the tone for what kind of reactions we allow ourselves to have in an appropriate way. Okay. We can control it. And I'm not saying ignore or avoid your emotions. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying deal with them appropriately, is what I'm saying, and in a healthy manner. And set your intention for the week. This is a new week. This is a new week. Everything's going to be better in this way, this way, and this way. I am having a good week. Tell yourself repeatedly that you're having a good week. So that's that. I have been approved by YouTube to have super chat stickers and channel memberships available. There are different levels of channel memberships, different stickers that have different levels, different super chat levels. I'm very excited about this. I got my first channel member last night. So there are member benefits. They're posted on my socials right now. It's pretty inexpensive. The highest member benefit is an angel membership, and you get a discount on all my services and products. So it goes from, priority questions and answers all the way to discounts on products. I'll be doing members only live streams where we do readings. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So I appreciate anybody who has sent a super chat, a sticker, and my first channel member, which I'm so excited to have. So I appreciate all of that, and feel free to join. If you're watching the replay, you can still join as a channel member. So I appreciate that. All right. So we're going to, let's see. Everything doesn't have to be done in one day. Yes, Jane. Very good. Exactly. We can slow our roll, right? Slow down, slow down, slow down. Now we need to release through visualization. So we can release our anxieties through visualization. You can go to your happy place in your mind, whatever that is. Your happy place may be a beautiful meadow with a stream trickling through it, and there's beautiful flowers blooming, and then the night sky is filled with beautiful stars and all the constellations and shooting stars, and that could be your happy place, right? Whatever you need to release. I mean, there are a million different ways to visualize releasing things. You can, release some pain by blowing it up in your mind, right? Like, I had this event and I'm just going to blow it up in my mind and release it. Or you write it on paper and you fold it up and you burn it safely, somewhere safely. You can visualize that as well, or physically do that. So we can release our emotions through visualization. Your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what you tell it. That's why The placebo effect is real, where people take a fake pill and they think they're taking a real pill and they get healed. That is scientifically proven that that is real. Look it up if you don't understand that already. And people can heal themselves through their mind. And we can do much more with our mind than we've been led to believe. So just know you are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful beyond measure. You are powerful beyond measure. So you can visualize, I am happy in this moment. I am joyful. I am safe. I am doing the best job at my job, or whatever it is. You are. Tell yourself you are this thing. Positive things. Shift from the negative to the positive. Release the negative. Visualize the positive. See yourself as if you are in that moment of what you want to accomplish, whatever that is. Okay, so we are going to see, we've got some more. Yeah. All right. We're going to take 3 deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're going to do a short meditation for a few minutes, and then I'll walk you through the rest of it. So get yourself comfortable. If you're driving, don't do this till later. Get comfortable in your chair. Feel your body wiggle around a little bit, and you can close your eyes as you breathe in or out, and keep them closed if you like, not if you're driving. Okay. Deep breath in through the nose and hold and release through the mouth. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. 2 more times. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Last one. Breathe in. Hold. Exhale. Now feel your body in the chair. Notice where your bottom hits the chair, where your arms are laying. Notice the physical sensation of your feet on the floor. Move your neck, loosen your shoulders and wiggle around. And keep breathing. And then settle down your body. And breathe. Be still. And in your mind, I want you to visualize the outcome of your deepest desires as if you are in that outcome now. Continue breathing. Enjoy the success of the outcome that you are visualizing. You have achieved that goal. You have done the work. And most importantly, Allow yourself to receive your accomplishment. Continue breathing. Release all stress from the past few days. Release it. It has disappeared. You have achieved your goal. You are allowing yourself to receive. The universe has aligned you for this success. It is done. You are receiving. You have achieved your goal. When negativity creeps in, push it away and release it. Keep breathing. Release the past and receive the future. See yourself accomplishing your goal. Accept it, embrace it, and love that you have achieved this goal. Be grateful to the universe for allowing you to achieve this goal. Thank the universe. Take a deep breath in. So mote it be. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Return gently to your body. Continue breathing. Feel your body against the chair. Feel your feet against the floor. Move around and come back into your body. Allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to receive. You are in the process of receiving. Tell yourself, convince yourself, tell the universe exactly what you want. You have to say, I am this thing. I am this accomplishment. The universe doesn't know any different. If you have to put a Post-it note with a mantra on, I do this, have them everywhere. I say mantras every day of what I have achieved, as if it is done. And it has changed everything. Feel free to comment how you feel. I almost put myself to sleep. I hope you enjoyed that. I didn't really plan on the direction it was going, but I'm happy with the direction it ended up in. So now you're returning to your body with gratitude. Even if you're feeling overwhelmed, your body is still your sacred home. And it's all about mind over matter, mind over matter. And then here are some mantras you can say. I am safe to begin again. My heart is open to receive either peace or whatever else it is you want to receive. I release what is not mine to carry. And that's the goal today. Releasing what we should not be carrying. Like Jane said, you can't do everything in a day. Release what you should not be carrying. Not everything is your responsibility. And so many people carry so much that they don't need to. Release and allow yourself to receive peace, accomplishments, joy, love, gratitude, and you are safe to continue this journey. So thank you everyone for joining me in this morning meditation. I know Abby said, okay, so I did not want to come back. Yeah, that's a big, I will say, honestly, that's a big issue I have. When I'm doing meditations, when I'm connecting with spirit, when I'm doing my sitting in the power before my readings, I really go there. Like I was like, I had to bring myself back into earth when I was just doing that meditation. It's so much more pleasant. And that is why if we do these little mini meditations for 3 or 4 minutes a day, in the middle of everything, it will reset us and give us some peace of mind and reorganize our mind and keep it from being overwhelmed. And that's the goal. We want to raise the vibration. We want to keep the negativity away as much as possible and bring forward the positivity as much as possible. So anybody have any last minute questions? Don't forget, super chats and channel memberships are now available, and stickers. I will be live tonight with Lady Shadow for Magical Mondays, our follow-up to our podcast on Friday, the Soul Twin Stars podcast. We talked about artificial intelligence and the dangers of people falling into like a psychosis over falling in too deep with depending on chatbots to be their relationship guide or partner. I predict there's going to be AI rehabs within a year, probably, because people are becoming detached from reality through these AI bots. So that was our last Friday's Soul Twin Stars podcast. This Friday, we're talking to a medium, a psychic, tarot reader. He has a shop up in Peekskill, New York, and he also practices voodoo and Santeria, among other things. He's an amazing, beautiful soul. So, let's see. I opened my eyes and realized I'm at work. A little bit disappointed. But you know what? Now you're set up for success today, even though you're at work. I know. I get it. I used to sneak and watch my favorite creators when I worked outside of the home as well. Thank you guys all for being here. I'll be live again tonight at 8:30 Eastern with Lady Shadow for Magical Mondays. There's always a free giveaway and maybe some card readings and just a chat. So we will be back later tonight. Thank you. And thank you to my channel member. I have one so far. I'm so excited. So look into that if you want those awesome benefits. And I will see you guys all tonight. Thank you so much. Bye.